beauty friends, this is Terry coming to you from the Oregon coast on this Pisces full moon, harvest moon, and this is probably my favorite full moon of the year, not only because I am a Pisces moon myself, but also because I've just finished harvesting the Bend Health Guide. We've gone to print and I am done, and I am finally going to take some time to just enjoy life and take some time off. Boy, I just feel like I've been working so much this year, and this moon has some incredible lucky aspects, like Mercury trining Jupiter coming in almost exact to when this Pisces full moon is on Monday, Moon Day, September 20th at 4:54 p.m. Mercury will trine Jupiter, and even better, Mercury will be conjunct the luckiest star in the sky, Spica. And if you know Spica, it's that bright blue shining star that can be seen. It is the harvest star because it can be seen in the constellation of Virgo, and it resides right in the sheath, the wheat sheath of the Virgin. And there's so many biblical references to this incredible star. It is said to be representative of the Mother Mary and the Virgin Mother Mary giving birth to Jesus. Many believe that this is the Star of Bethlehem, and other people have said that it represents Isis giving birth to Horus, and it's just such a lucky star. We can't see it here in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe some other places you can see it, because when the Pisces moon is in the sky, Virgo, which is the opposite, goes down below the horizon, so you can't actually see it. But if you have like a star app like Skyview, I use Skyview app, I'll put the link down below. It's a free app you can get on your phone, and it is worth just pulling up the constellation of Virgo anyways, just to see Spica there in the sheath of the wheat is just a beautiful thing. Even though we can't see it in the night sky, I believe we can still make a wish upon this Spica star for this full moon, because it is really bringing in some magical lucky star energy. We just moved out into the ocean because the light is changing. And anyways, I was talking about Spica star that's going to be coming in so strong this Pisces full moon. And Spica is actually two stars who come together in orbit so close together. The two stars face each other in this wild dance of gravity where they're just constantly orbiting together, and it kind of creates this cosmic egg looking star. If you ever get a chance to see this star in a telescope, it looks like a big cosmic egg of two stars spinning wildly together. And it's a little bit like the energy of Venus and Mars. This cosmic egg created by the two stars coming together is so auspicious for making love wishes at this full moon. And it really is about finding that twin flame, that person that you'll be together with forever, spinning constantly and shining bright. And when you have this energy of this sort of Venus-Mars star, this Spica star, it can create incredible creative energy for manifesting. So this is a really good time to think about, what is it you want to harvest on this full moon? What is it you want to manifest? What is it you want to receive? And then just get into that receiving mode and allow for the things you've been wanting to come to you on this lucky full moon. And this Spica star it's a fixed star, and has been hanging around 23 degrees of Libra forever. So if you know your astrological chart, you can look to where 23 degrees of Libra is in your chart. Just take a look at your chart and see which house Libra is in and where 23 degrees of Libra resides. and that will show you where this lucky star, Spica, is coming for you this Pisces full moon on Monday, September 20th. And for me, Spica resides in my 3rd house of communication, and it's also really close to my Mars. So all of that gives aspects of where I can find my luck. And my luck comes from working hard and ambition with Mars and Spica coming together. And for the next month, I'm going to do free Spica readings whenever, if you order an astrology chart, I'll tell you where your Spica is and what that means, because I'm so into this star. I love finding the more obscure stars and studying what it means for people in their charts. And Spica brings gifts after hard work. So if you feel like you've been working really hard this year, as so many of us have been, and you just haven't received the rewards, the fruits of your labor, this moon is going to bring you the unexpected gifts, the abundance, the love that you've been looking for. And Spica really brings the gifts if you are just able to allow it. And so just like I said, get in that receiving mode and allow Spica to bring the gifts. And it can also bring overnight success and fame. I think like Justin Bieber has a very strong Spica aspect in his chart, and he just became an overnight sensation and got fame and fortune like that. So that's the kind of luck we can have with this powerful Mercury and Spica conjunction on this Pisces full moon. And Spica is the brightest star in our night sky. It burns 2,200 times hotter than the sun. Can you imagine if we were closer to Spica, it would burn like the sun. So it's a powerful star, and just tapping into the energy, just having this awareness that this star is coming in strong can really bring you all that you desire on this full moon. And you will want to honor this most auspicious Pisces harvest moon this night with some type of ritual. I was going to do this recording as a live, but we are actually staying at an Airbnb here on the Oregon coast. It's gorgeous, A-frame. I'll put pictures in this reading, but it just didn't have very good internet, and then we ran out of phone data because we've been doing all these incredible hikes, and Mercury retrograde, I don't know, the live was not calling. So I'm here this morning just recording this, and but tonight I will be doing a Pisces full moon ritual near the ocean, and I'm going to be sending Reiki. I have a lot of massage clients right now who are really needing some good juju, some good energy, a couple people who are having some long hauler aspects from COVID, and so many moms especially that I know right now could use a little Reiki energy healing blast. So if you want me to send Reiki on this Pisces full moon, leave it in the comments what you want me to send Reiki to, or you can just say, just send it to me in general, and I will put you in my singing bowl. I'll send the Reiki on this incredible, fortunate Pisces full moon right here from the Oregon coast and the ocean. It's so beautiful. And I'll just send you lots of good energy, and I'll be doing the pendulum energy clearing as well. And it's really a good idea wherever you are to just get near water on this full moon, because this is a Pisces watery moon. The Pisces is the fish, and we're really going to be feeling that water energy. And for those of you who are empathic, like I know I am, I feel that water just clears me energetically. I love to be in a pool, a hot tub, in a river or a lake, or even if it's just taking a moon bath at home, just taking a nice warm bubbly bath on this Pisces full moon would be so auspicious. And when I take a bath like that, I like to imagine that I am a sponge and I'm just cleaning out that sponge. I think that's why empaths love water, because the water just purifies all the energy and things that we pick up from other people. And I feel that a lot of people have been empathing and picking up energy from others this year in particular. And so just taking a bath and just imagining that you're a sponge and letting it all go and just clearing yourself out. And then when you drain the tub, just let all the other people's energy just drain off of you. And this Pisces full moon is also conjunct the planet Neptune in Pisces, and planet Neptune, remember, is going backwards in a retrograde right now. And Neptune has been hanging out in Pisces forever, and now it conjoins with the full moon to give us this incredible ethereal magic and so much Alice in Wonderland kind of creativity. If you are an artist, painter, musician, writer, this is the time to just take some time off if you can. Just give yourself time to really get those creative juices flowing. And it's not like it will only affect this night, which it will affect this night greatly, but it's really going to be an influence that we'll see for the next month or so. This Pisces full moon and Neptune coming together, just illuminating that creative energy. You can have a creative epiphany at this time, but it can also cause a little bit of confusion. So it's not a great time for making decisions, but I know a lot of people are trying to make decisions right now, and that Neptune in Pisces retrograde can be a little bit confusing, and then the full moon is just illuminating some confusion. So if you're feeling confused, just know this too shall pass. It's just the way it is right now. And the Pisces full moon can be a very emotional time. Pisces rules the 12th house, which is all about endings, death, crossing over into the unknown. And with the Pisces full moon, we can even have some disappointment. It's so funny as I'm talking about some sadness with the Pisces. I just saw all these crows coming by, and usually you just see seagulls on the beach, but there's like these huge ravenous crows right now. And I think last time with the Virgo new moon, I was talking about just seeing a lot of vultures in Oregon. And then vultures, of course, represent death. And I know a couple people who have died in the last couple months, and it's pretty intense. And they died not of COVID, but of cancer. And then right after I recorded that about the vultures, we went home and 3 of our chickens were killed by a raccoon. And it was just so devastating. I feel like normally I'm really very resilient and strong with adversity. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm no stranger to adversity and struggles. And this time, whew, I just really was so sad and so defeated by this experience of having our chickens just slaughtered senselessly. Raccoons are so fierce, and they don't even eat the chicken, they just kill it for, blood kill or something. And it was really sad. So this is a time with this Pisces full moon, we can have death and endings and breakups. And remember, we're still in that whole cycle of breaking down to break through, a lot of transformations. I always tell my Reiki students, transformations are not all rainbows and unicorns. Sometimes it's hardcore soul searching pain and trauma and dealing with it. And so a lot of people I know are going through some hard times right now, and it feels like the last 2 years we've all been so resilient. That's the word that always comes up for me. Oh, we're so resilient right now, and we're just kind of exhausted from being resilient in all this transformation that's happening in our world right now. So you may just have a feeling of being defeated at this Pisces full moon, and that's really normal. And I would say reach out if you need some energy, leave it in the comments. I will send you that Reiki energy like I talked about. But also just reaching out to friends. When our chickens got killed, I was feeling so down, and then I just put a post on social media that I needed some healing energy coming my way. And the love and support and the messages that my friends and family were giving me were so uplifting. So just know that you are not alone, and you don't have to go through these hard times without, you know, the support of people around you, and there are people around you all the time, you could just reach out and people will be there for you. And I know that Pisces energy can be so emotional and all that water can make you feel like you're drowning, but I promise you, this actually is such a good full moon and such a lucky full moon. And I just want to read you the Sabian symbol for Pisces at 28 degrees. It is so positive. It is a fertile garden under the full moon, reveals a cornucopia of food for all. And the keynote is being fully satisfied, full satisfaction for an individual's needs, and the harvest is in, and this is a time of abundance. And this moon's power to call forth the instinctive urge for growth and fulfillment of desire. A fully grown garden contains a variety of native plants, herbs, and vegetables grown to fulfill every need and taste. Whatever you want, there is more than enough for everyone. Ooh, I love it. This is a symbol of divine abundance. An abundance of more than enough to nourish not only your own needs, but the needs of your community. And to share with others. We have more than enough to share. And I just had an intuitive card reading where I got the harvest card, and it just correlated so well as I was writing this. I've really been feeling the harvest of this season. Even though things may seem hard in our world right now, we are tapping into a higher level, fifth dimensional abundance and a way to be supported in ways we've never seen before. And I am receiving, and I give the blessing of receiving to you as well. And I just might use this full moon to record another Reiki for Abundance meditation as well. And now let's dive a little deeper into the waters of that Mercury trine Jupiter. And Mercury in Libra air sign is trining Jupiter in Aquarius, and this is a very favorable aspect for making money. And we've had so many wonderful Jupiters been coming in strong. Even though Jupiter is retrograde, there's still a lot of good, fortunate aspects with Jupiter in this season. And this would be a quintessential time to put some money into investments. Maybe you've been thinking about buying some Bitcoin. You know, just investing money that you can afford to lose can be really fun. Or even a little gambling. I might have to go to the Indian casino on this full moon because we're close by. And this is also sort of that last chance of this year when it would be a good time to buy a home. I would say do it like this week before Mercury goes retrograde, because Mercury will be retrograde on September 27th. But just for this full moon, if you've put an offer on a house or you're just about to buy one, this is actually a good time for that. And when Mercury goes retrograde, remember, we will have 8 planets retrograde. We'll have Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, Eris, and Mercury. Oh my gosh, it's 8 planets. So if you feel like you've been trying to accomplish things and it's just not working out, just know that you have all the tides are pulling you back from what you want to go forward. And it may just not be the time to move forward in any direction. Even though I know so many people who are trying to make a change and it's just not working out. And I've had some people wanting astrology charts because they want to launch this thing, and I'm like, it is just not time right now. And then we're going to go in November into some serious eclipse season. I would not be trying to make a big change in direction. I would just ride it out until like January of 2022, and then things are going to get better in January 2022. But if you are having a hard time moving forward, it's not you. It's the 8 planets going backwards. And this Mercury and Jupiter trine might just have you a little bit future tripping for this full moon about all the things you want to do in life. And it may be a little bit castles in the sky because, of course, Neptune conjuncting that full moon is very dreamy. But just go with it. You know, just have fun this full moon. And you can ask for big things. And you can try to stretch yourself. I think of it as like manifestation yoga. You know, stretch to be wanting something even bigger than what you have now. Maybe make a list of everything you would do if you had $1 million. That's just a fun, you know, think of it like Cinderella asking her fairy godmothers. Just, you know, get into that make-a-wish kind of energy this full moon and just play with it and have fun. Don't take it seriously. It's not like the Virgo planning where it's like, I have to do this in my 5-year goal. This is just have fun. What would you do if you had $1 million? And what would it be like to have an infinity pool in your backyard? You know, just being playful and having fun on this full moon can inspire you in new directions. But we're not going in those directions until these retrogrades are gone. But we can just dream the dream into being right now. And one exercise I like to do, I learned from Esther Hicks, is to say, just wouldn't it be nice? Just like the Beach Boys, you know, wouldn't it be nice if we could just travel all over the world, just experiencing beauty like this on a daily basis? And wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to work so much and we could get out into nature therapy and do the forest bathing? And wouldn't it be nice if we could just balance our work-life situation so that we were getting more enjoyment out of life? And as I pull out my winter clothes, I will just say, wouldn't it be nice to have a massive walk-in closet like as large as Oprah has, where it's a whole bedroom, but it's a walk-in closet? I mean, just have fun. What would be your wouldn't it be nice? Share your wouldn't it be nice in the comments. I'd love to know. And just enjoy this incredibly optimistic Mercury trine Jupiter full moon with that Spica star. It's so expansive, it's so hopeful, and just be in that moment, because 2 days later, when we have the fall equinox and the wheel of the year will turn and shift to the balance in the equinox, we will have a Mercury square Pluto, which is not as fun as the Mercury trining Jupiter. Mercury square Pluto gets a little intense, and it can create a lot of debating, as if we haven't seen enough of that already. We've got Mercury the mind and Pluto ruling transformation, death, and fear. So it's like the mind playing games with you. You have to be really careful that you're not giving in to fear this equinox. And my fear is that the equinox, the day the equinox happens, whatever aspects are happening then can really flavor the next 3 months until we get into the winter solstice. And here we have this Mercury squaring Pluto, which is a bit like being on a teeter-totter of, you know, fear, and then I'm trying to think of this, and we're debating about that, and I'm right and you're wrong, and it's just this horrible teeter-totter. And I tell you, teeter-totters aren't as much fun as when you were young. Just get off the teeter-totter. I would say the next 3 months will be a good time to get off social media. Don't engage in the debates. Just stay away from it. There's going to be a lot of negativity, a lot more fear, and just get into your quiet mind. This is a good time to just be listening to Thich Nhat Hanh. He's my favorite Vietnamese monk, and he will set your mind right. You know, really listening to these inspiring affirmations, and stay away from the drama that's going on, and get into your quiet, reflective nature therapy. Turning off the news will be really good for the next 3 months. And as the sun enters Libra on this cross-quarter equinox day, we have the scales wanting more balance in our life. And I know so many people are dealing with work-life balance, and sometimes working from home, it can be like, where does work end and my life begin? Because it's all right here in my house. And so really trying to carve out times. I know something I want to work on this fall is creating more of a schedule where it's like I work these hours, and when 4 o'clock hits, I'm not working, and now I'm at home, and I just shut the door to my office, and I'm not going to take emails and calls when it's family time. All that kind of work-life balance will come with this equinox as the sun enters Libra. Libra also rules laws. So we just might see more regulations, more mandates, more rules, regulations, constriction in the law. And it will really be for the next 3 months until we hit winter solstice when we see a big shift in the law with this Libra. And then when you combine that Mercury in Libra with the Mars in Libra combust, there can be a lot of intensity. Mars in Libra can bring a lot of passion about what's going on and is that fair, and Mars in Libra likes to fight for the fairness and the humanity, and we'll see a lot more going on with human rights and probably related to a lot of this immigration that we've got going on. People will be really up in arms about whether things are fair and just and balanced with the Libra. And then the next day after the equinox on September 23rd, Venus in sexy Scorpio will be opposite Uranus, and that will create surprise in your love life. And hopefully it's a positive surprise, like a surprise engagement or proposal, or you meet the love of your life just by happenstance. But it can also be some tricky surprises, like finding out your partner's been cheating on you, or, you know, hopefully none of it even affects you. It just depends in your chart where Scorpio at 11 degrees shows up for you. So all of these aspects, they don't always hit all of us the same. It really depends. Is it crossing over a planet? Is it crossing over a certain house where you have Scorpio in 11 degrees? It just depends. And in the 9-star key, we've now entered the 7-metal star, where we will be until October 7th. And the 7-metal star is all about the harvest too. I love the way that Chinese astrology just corresponds with the wheel of the year and the Western astrology. And the 7-metal time is a time to make hay while the sun shines and get that last harvest. It's the second harvest. It's getting all, like the squirrel who gets all the nuts to prepare for winter. This is the time to begin your preparations towards winter. And just as a tree will lose its leaves going into the fall, all of the energy of the tree begins to come back internally, going deep down into the roots. And if you've ever done any landscaping, you know that this is the time when the trees are putting energy back into the roots. And so it's a good time to compost your plants and just bringing that energy, even metaphorically. We need to be bringing our energy back down, rooting down, having a more quiet time, going within, not listening to all the external, not trying to do all the things outside, but just enjoying the quiet moments within, maybe reading a book on your couch. Doesn't that sound nice? And just going more the spiraling inward now for the season. And this 7-metal star time is also a good time to just really enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've worked hard all year and now you've harvested, and it's time to take some time. That's why I love to take time off in the fall, to just enjoy and be out in nature and experiencing the beauty that surrounds you. Take time to watch the sunset, prepare an amazing meal, and really take the time to spend with your family around the table. And the metal star is the most sensitive to its surrounding. Just like metal, if it's hot, metal gets hot. If it's cold, metal gets cold. So this can be a time when we are more sensitive to the energy of people around us, or just the energy of the news. I would say don't watch the news right now. We will just be more sensitive to what's going on in our world than normal. And metal is very rigid. Metal is rigid and strong. So even in the Chinese astrology, it also says what the Western astrology says. We may see more rigid regulations and tightening up of control. Metal loves to control situations, you know, but it's also a good time to make plans, like emergency preparedness plan. Get your first aid kit ready. That's the kind of thing that metal enjoys. And so be prepared as we go into winter for the changes that are coming. October is going to be a very intense astrological energy, and I will talk more about that in the next reading as we go into this eclipse season. This moon, this Pisces full moon, might be our last really lucky auspicious chance for this year, and then it's gonna get a little crazy as we go into eclipse season. But let's not start future tripping with that aspect I was talking about. Future tripping, I'm doing that. Let's stay right here, right now, this Pisces full moon, and let's just savor this auspicious energy. And I pulled the most beautiful I Ching for this full moon, and it is 14 Da Yu, success, meaning affluence. And I'm just going to read it. Great manifesting powers can lead to affluence now. An intuitive visionary who can manifest beneficial changes will be coming with the shift in the harvest season. It's so perfect. This I Ching is like a pot of gold found at the end of a rainbow. And this may well be our last chance for any true luck in 2021. It also represents an independent woman who can support herself, a daughter who remains a virgin, and that is just so Virgo season as we're closing out the Virgo season, and a person whose fortunes have turned for the better, shines brightly like a star, like a Spica star, now as they are becoming empowered by great wealth. If you want your good fortunes to continue, you must learn to share. One must continue to work the crops even if the harvest is good. Do not become complacent just because you have more than enough. Stay attentive and manage your business affairs well. A lasting prosperity is one that honors the highest values and furthers the collective good of your community. This is a good time to give to charities to ensure your future abundance and encourage abundance for others as well. And oh, that's so beautiful and so aligned with this Pisces full moon. And this is the season of giving as we go into closing out 2021. It is a good time for taxes. If you've had more than enough, it's a great time to donate. I know that we are collecting donations for a Bend Health Guide Wellness Community Center. And I was just writing in our fall health guide how I have just about enough money for a yurt now, but I would love to. I'm seeing so many business buildings that are becoming available, and I did just get my real estate license, so that when I find the perfect building, I have one building in mind that is set to come available in 2022, and I hope to just grab it so that I can give back to the community with a wellness center and spa that we can have, and people can have spaces to rent that are more affordable in Bend, because our town of Bend, Oregon has just become so expensive, both for living and for businesses to rent spaces. It's out of control, and I would love to have more affordable renters for healers. That's my mission, and that's my give back. So anyways, I hope that you are dreaming big and making your lists, your Christmas list. This is a good time to make your Christmas list of what you want and really do that manifestation yoga, stretch to dream big now, because this is a good moon to put it out, write it down, and make it happen, manifest it. And I will see you next time for the new moon. And I'm going to also do a little pendulum energy clearing. And remember, I'm going to do Reiki tonight. So if you want something Reiki, or you can just put an emoji and I'll send Reiki to you. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you can keep up to date on all of these astrological readings.